Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Soulful Self-Love Sunday. I'm Cheryl Rozovsky. So this morning, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that is upcoming in a workshop that I'm doing at PAL, and we're going to be talking about trust. And I heard an interesting talk this morning, just relaxing and listening to someone that I follow on social media, and they were talking about when we don't trust ourselves, it's because we're not creating healthy boundaries and healthy limits, whether it's emotional or financial, with ourselves and with others. And I was like, wow. And she was talking about how that impacts our relationships. So we look to others to give us what we feel we want or we need, because we're not actually giving ourselves what we need. And that becomes because we haven't created healthy boundaries. And so this is something I talked about a long time ago, but I think it's an important topic. So are you creating healthy boundaries so that you can trust yourself? And for me, recently, I notice that when I don't trust myself and I'm looking towards other people for confirmation or validation so what happens is I start to feel insecure and my confidence goes down because I'm looking outside of myself for validation. And it's so critical that we remember our connection with ourselves, that we take the time to ground ourselves, to connect with ourselves, and to get to know ourselves in a way that we know what we need. And I don't know about you, but for me, I get like these little red flags. I had something come up in my personal life with a person that I didn't really trust their motives. And I was like, And so in noticing that, I asked someone else, like, do you think, what's your opinion on this situation? And they're like, well, trust yourself and trust your own instincts. And I was like, yeah. So how do you trust yourself? Do you second guess yourself? Do you look outside of yourself for validation? And what this woman who was talking on social media about, it was relating to relationships, love relationships, but I think it can pertain to any relationship that you have where you're looking outside of yourself to get something. And so if you create healthy boundaries and you know what your needs are and what you're willing to give, you're not trying to overgive in an attempt to get something that you feel you don't have enough of already. So I know that this might sound convoluted, but the reason my passion for self-love started a couple of years ago, which I've talked about before, was because of a relationship that ended. And I was thinking about that this morning in relationship to what this woman was saying. And I was like, yeah, I was looking outside of myself because this amazing feeling that you have when you meet someone and you fall in love, and I use that word loosely because in the beginning, is it really love, or is it lust, or is it attraction? Whatever word you want to use for it, this is this deep connection that you feel you have with this person that I felt that I had known for a long time, and there were so many things we had in common and then so many connections. And so it felt so good to spend time with this person. And then you look forward to hearing from them regularly on a daily basis. And then when you don't, you're like, oh, what happened? So what happened was I was starting to look outside of myself from that person to fill myself up because it felt so good when we were together. And so that's what she was talking about, like trusting yourself to have boundaries and to know that everything that you need, that you don't have to look out there, that you have to look within to get. And so eventually that person and I ended the relationship. We sort of discussed it mutually, and he, in fact, ended the relationship. And it was devastating for me at the time. And now I'm like, of course, because that's a huge responsibility for someone else to fulfill. And it's impossible for them to fulfill that need that you're placing upon them to fill you up. That's something you need to do with yourself. So there was this beautiful little visualization that this woman gave this morning. And she said, so you imagine from your heart is coming this plug. And what you're trying to do is plug into someone else and to take from them to fill you up. But what you need to do is plug it back in. And she was using like your belly button or, plug it back into yourself and start that regenerative fulfillment within. So I found that beautiful metaphor for remembering, like for me, it's putting my hand on my heart and my hand on my solar plexus and just breathing in to remember to reconnect. Because I think what we forget in trusting is we forget to trust that we have all the answers that we need. We are searching outside of ourselves for other people to give us the answers, and yet the answers that we need are always here. And so what she was talking about is like reconnecting with your heart, reconnecting with yourself, taking time to check in. And there's another tool that I use. It's a very simple tool, which is popular, it's checking your body. So using your thumb and your forefinger and connecting them together, and then asking the question, a yes or no question, and then asking that question, and your body will tell you the answer. So example, I'll say, is my name Cheryl? And my hands, they stay together. Is my name Adam? They come apart very easily and quickly. So, that's a great tool for yes and no questions of checking in with yourself. I use this and there's another one that I use that's also helpful for me, and it's putting my hands on my belly and breathing in and asking myself whatever the question is with respect to the situation in the moment. And I will ask myself, even if it's something I'm looking for, like if I'm at a restaurant and I can't even decide between what I want to eat, like how do I feel about a situation? And so I'll put my hands on my belly, I'll breathe in, and I'll ask myself the question, and I'll see if my belly and my diaphragm expands, it's because I feel positive and I feel good. And then if I feel the situation, my diaphragm and my belly contract, it's because I'm feeling doubt, I'm feeling fear, I'm feeling disconnected from, a negative emotion from whatever the question was. So for me, those are tools that I use for trusting. But what I really love, what I remembered today, is such importance of your hand on your heart, breathing in through your heart, putting your hand on your belly, and just like reconnecting within and asking yourself, like, what do I need? Remembering that exactly what you need in every moment. So, Charlene, hi, how are you? Happy birthday. I'd love to know if you have any tools or tips that you have for connecting within and knowing that you can trust yourself. I know you've probably got some tools that you used as well, if you want to share. And that tool for me of connecting within and trusting, it's really valuable. I find that when I look outside of myself it's usually to validate what I already know. And oftentimes we don't even want to hear what the what the other people want to hear. We just want to hear what we already know. And so we want confirmation. And so those ways that I was mentioning, you know, expansion and contraction within your diaphragm to see yes or no, or using your fingers, yes or no. Those things can also be personal confirmation. So you can look within for the answers that you need. So yeah, so that's what I have for today. Just the importance of self-trust and like I was saying earlier about boundaries, because when we look outside of ourselves for the answers, we're giving away our power, and we're giving the other person power that they don't want. They don't want the responsibility of telling you what to do or what's good for you. They, you know, when you have the answers within, that comes from a place of empowerment. It can also come from a place of inspiration. So when you're connected, you can have that connection to inspiration. So I'm in the midst of revamping not my whole website, but my intro video, which was another meditation. Hell yeah, I'm connected. And I've been, as I've told you guys last week, I'm just about finished recording all the meditations for my new meditation course on self-love. I Am Enough, a guided journey to self-love. And I'm giving away the first meditation, which is the Rise and Shine morning meditation, which I use every morning now. It's going to be available on my website when you opt in. So that's something that I'm working on today. So check in later, soulfulinteriors.com. I'm just going to type it in the chat so you can have the link. And that says the hell yeah. But that's going to change. So later on, in a couple of hours, I'm going to work on that when I get off the video now. And I'm going to give you guys my Rise and Shine meditation. And I love it. I use it every morning. I start with gratitude. It's all about being grateful and how you start your day. For me, starting my day with gratitude, ending my day with gratitude is a huge component to feeling good. And the way you start your day is a huge indicator of how the rest of your day is going to unfold. So I'm giving that to you as a gift, as an opportunity to see what my new meditations are all about. And I hope you take advantage and jump on and opt in for the new meditation. You'll see it a little later today. And if you're listening to the replay, you'll get it later today. Yes, gratitude is key. For me, it's how you frame everything. Charlene, you know this well. Yeah, gratitude of appreciation and gratitude for myself. Like that's something that I am learning to work on more and more, as I have a tendency of being really hard on myself. That's why the course is created, I Am Enough. That's why I have my tattoo, I Am Enough. It's a constant reminder of when I don't feel like I'm enough, that I am enough, and to appreciate ourselves. We just from where we were to where we are, sometimes we don't look back at how far we've come. So being grateful for our journey of where we've been, where we've come from, and where we're going, and how far we've come is something we often forget to do. So for me, gratitude is even as simple as being grateful for, a great night's sleep. So that's all I have for you today. I'm going to love you and leave you. And thanks for jumping in. Grab the opt-in. It'll be there in a short little while, soulfulinteriors.com. And have a phenomenal week. And I will keep in touch with you through my blog. So I love you very much. And thanks again for connecting.